Hey everyone, I was lucky enough to be sent a prototype sample of Artis Opus's new product, their display cases. And as someone who's been after a way to display my miniature artwork for a number of years, these beauties do everything I wanted. And whilst you might love the idea of properly displaying your miniatures, will these pass the significant other test? Well, I decided to try it and find out. Oh, and hi, I'm Ross, and welcome to FauxHammer Videos. So, whilst my wife was out one evening, and might I add the first evening she's been out since the pandemic hit, I decided to perform the task of installing these in my kitchen. I was told I'd been sent one of the prototype versions, but what this means in terms of quality when compared to the final product, I'm unsure. Because these are incredible. The style of these is quite similar to Artis Opus's latest brush boxes, and whilst they look good in pictures and even on videos, you really need to see and feel them in person to appreciate that these are more than just bits of wooden perspex. Like the brushes, they are works of art in their own right. Each unit comes with a built-in LED strip and cables mounted on the rear so that you can wire them all in series and then to the mains. And the backboards here are matte black, but a selection will be available. If you look at some of Artis Opus's pics, you can see they've got a white version too. So when it came to building these, the first thing to do was get the backplates in place. And within the accessories box, I had a bunch of small screws to secure everything. Doing all 5 of the boxes in the standard set took no time at all. Next up was preparing these for mounting to the wall, and this is made super easy thanks to the included template. And yes, you could cut this up and position them as you like, but I just followed the guide for an asymmetric square. Now, many of the promo shots may have shown you these stood on shelves or as a stack, but I figured if I'm doing this in such a way I needed my spouse to be happy, I had to do it right and have all of these mounted to the wall with all the cables hidden. Not easy with a concrete wall, but super simple with plasterboard. Easier with this template. So I just blue tacked it to the wall and made sure it was level using the 2 level lines printed across the template. And I made sure it was more level than my kitchen countertop. The raw plugs you get included aren't my preferred option for plasterboard, so I swapped them out for some screw-in plugs I had spare. Marking out the holes on the wall was as simple as puncturing the middle of the marked holes on the template, leaving me with a mark on them all, along with a guide hole for the drill. And this was the point of no return. Once I put all these holes in the wall, I'm committed to a rollicking from the wife. So with the holes drilled and the fixing plugs in place, now was time for the wiring. All of these boxes work from one power supply, and you simply wire one box into the next using the provided extension cables. So I just drilled holes through the wall behind where each of the boxes would be and fed the coupling leads through them in series. This was a bit tricky with the cables going across from one box to the next. The simple solution: bigger holes in the wall. Once that was all done, it was a simple case of connecting up the cables to one of the units and securing it to the wall. It was a bit tricky to hold the cables in the cavity behind the box while securing it to the wall without nipping a cable, but far from impossible. Just be careful. And if you aren't a fan of feeding cables through your walls, each of the cabs has a small opening on each side, so you can feed the cables externally and just paint them over or disguise them however you'd like to. Once it was all wired up and mounted, it was a simple case of plug it in and voila! Perfectly mounted miniature display cabinets. Then it's just a case of popping in the shelves, and this is where most other display cabinets fail. Miniatures are frequently odd sizes, and the display cabs we can get often have shelves that are too close together, or we have a lot of wasted vertical space. Here you have 2.5 centimeters between shelves, and each shelf in this standard set will comfortably hold a 65mm Citadel base. If you have minis to be proud of, then this is by far the ultimate way to show them off in your home. As for me, well, I'm happy to report that when my wife arrived home drunk the evening I installed them, she absolutely loved them. Okay, that's a stretch. But she did like them and was happy with the fact that they looked like a good feature in the kitchen. In fact, the ultimate proof came the following evening when I've returned home from Golden Demon, to find that whilst she was having some friends over, she turned the light on in order for it to stand out as a feature. So if these are passing the Warhammer Ignorant Spouse test, that's enough for me to give them 2 thumbs up. And for more on these and the various options available, check out Artis Opus directly. I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to our patrons for supporting us and helping us to create these videos. If you found this fun or helpful, please let me know with a like, and I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about these, let me know in the comments. Until next time, FauxHammer out.